child. Who is a whole child? A whole child is a child that has a balance, both physically, psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually. That is a whole child. And all of us aspire to have whole children. A whole child doesn't just come to be. It's intentional effort by the parents. I've done a lot of research. I've gone to so many schools. I've interacted with kids. I've interacted with their parents and all of that. And when I was coming here, I said, okay, when I was going to secondary school, or what would I go back and tell my parents? Or what did my parents do for me that I feel has helped me to be the person I am today? When parents usually, this is a transition from primary school education to secondary school, and it's a whole different ballgame. The 7-year-old of 1999 or 1888 is not the 7-year-old today. Why? Because there are a lot of things. We are in a fast-moving society. We are in a society where you have a lot of things that can affect your child. How intentional are you about the upbringing of your child? I remember the last speech and prize I was here, and I said, I remember when we have a guest speaker in school or something, and my father is behind with a small jotter writing what they said, so that when we go home, he can explain to us, because he knows that we're playing, we're not going to hear anything they're going to say, so that he can explain to us. When growing up, there was this intentionality. And that's what I want. Even if you're not a parent here, we're all aspiring to be parents one day. So this is a very valuable lesson for all of us. You have to allow your child be a whole child. You have to understand that this time we're living in, you have to be more intentional. A child that doesn't lack self-esteem or self-confidence cannot survive in this era that we are now. You need self-confidence, you need self-esteem. When we talk about physically, you need to explain to your child the need of exercising. You have to exercise a little. Psychological, their mental well-being. Sit down and have conversations with your child. Okay, are you okay? Are you fine? Did somebody do something to you that you don't like? You talk to them like your friends. I always say that friends with my parents, I can sit down and tell them anything. And it didn't just happen like that. You have to make an intentional step. You have to start from now. This is the foundation to what your children are going to grow to be, to whoever you want your child to grow to be like. This is where it starts. You have to sit down. How are you? Are you okay? Is there anything you want to ask me? Be free. You can tell me anything. Have honest conversations with your children. In this world we live in, these things are necessary. You can't just have a child and think the child will come to school, the teachers will do everything, and you're just there. No, it doesn't work like that anymore. We have children that a lot of them are being abused on a daily. We have children that are scared to say a lot of things. And how can we correct that? If you become friends with your child, if you have been practicing I'm your father, go and sit down, shut up, do all of these things. I think it should end now. It should end today. You did something wrong. Okay, I beat you because you did this. If you offend your child, I'm sorry I did this to you. I should have reacted better. And you see that there's a difference. Do you understand? When you see a whole child, you can see that there's a difference with other children. The child is not like just every other person. And to the graduating parents, your child is stepping into secondary school. Secondary school is a whole different ballgame. You go and meet hundreds of children coming from different backgrounds. You have to go for visiting. When you go for visiting, you have to ask, how are you? Hope you're fine. When I was in secondary school, not everything they told my parents that I was doing, they believe. My father would come and ask me, did you do this? Why did you do this? These days, you have teachers that are behaving anyhow to students just because they don't like them. So you have to be close to your child. You have to make out time to go for their visiting. How are you? Who are your friends? This is the next stage where your child is going to have need a lot of emotional intelligence. You're going into secondary school. Mommy, there's this boy I like. Don't start shouting, oh, you want to kill me. What are they? Don't do that. That's how all of us are made. That's how God made all of us. And you have to teach your child emotional intelligence from now, even from primary school, the ones that are not even graduating. Oh, how are you? Oh, where are your friends in your class? Let me see them. Okay, tell your friends to come over to our house for lunch, for dinner. I will talk to their parents too. That's how to form a rapport. That's how to know what your kids are doing. That's how to get involved in their lives. You just, being a parent is not just waking up in the morning, paying school fees, dropping them. That's not who a parent is. It's an extra step. And for you to decide that as a parent, I want to marry and have children, that means you're ready to take up that mantle of not just being a bypass parent, but being an active parent. So I'm here to charge us. It's gone are the days of being a passive parent, that you travel somewhere, your parents don't even know where you are, and you are just there, and you come back whenever they see you. It's time to be an active parent, because the society has moved. The society is no longer where it used to be. I can go on the internet right now. I'm sure these kids, some of them have phones. They will go to secondary school and then somebody will tell them from somewhere, why put XXX on your phone? And before you see it, pornography is there for everybody. You have to be conscious about what your children are doing. Sit down, have conversations with them, understand where they are coming from. You think people just wake up and decide to take drugs? Just these things don't work like that. Something must have influenced it. And how can you take control of these things? By being an active parent. If you want a whole child, if you want your child to bring joy to you and not sorrow, you have to be an active parent. You have to be involved in the child's life. And for those of us here that are not yet married, these are things you should remember too when you have a child. You should remember that you need to be an active parent. Gone are the days of being passive. And I know and I believe that with these little things I've said, everybody's already thinking about, okay, what can I do better? How can I be better? There's no perfect parent. There's always room for change. There's always, my father would say, sit down and reflect. The year has passed. Well, already this is a full year. I think they're going to new classes. Go back home. Ask them, is there anything I did? My parents always, I won't say what wasn't being done to me. They'll always sit down and ask us, is there anything mommy and daddy have done that you're not happy with? Tell us. And we'll sit down. Mommy, I don't like the way you be shouting. Daddy, I don't, we say everything. And they don't just leave us like that. They explain to us why they did so. And therefore, the lapses that they've seen, they try to adjust and apologize. That's how to be your child's friend. If not, your child will just be scared of you for the rest of their life. They can't tell you anything. They are going to look for people they can talk to. And those people that they are talking to, they will give them wrong information. Most of the kids have been going to secondary schools, public schools, and most JS1 students. One will tell you that, oh, my daddy is sleeping with, my daddy is touching me. I told my mother, she said I shouldn't say anything, but she's beating me. You're there. You say, mommy, I have this, you cannot. They say, I'll tell them, why can't you tell your parents? They say, if I tell my mother, she'll kill me. If I tell my father, they'll kill me. Why? Why are you our parents? So this is a time to go back and reflect. Go back and ask them, how can I be a better parent? This is what you have been doing I don't like. How can I help you? Ask them on it. How you talk to your friend, talk to your child like that. And I tell you that you will begin to see changes that you've never seen before. Your child will be different from every other child. Thank you very much for listening. God bless.
That was indeed an awesome speech. As far as I know, we are what we make our children. Our children are what we make them to be. So, without further ado, I'd like to call on the transitional class for their presentation, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure we're going to like this one. The transitional class for their presentation.
From the house. So that came from the house.